Today I've got my first band rehearsal with a new drummer and I'm gonna take you with me. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Langzamer moet. Ja. Whenever you call my name, what was it you wanted? You don't know what you've done or how I feel. This video was originally not planned at all, because I thought I was going to be probably all of December, probably still gonna be working on my characters and my plot, etc. But I somehow I have finished my characters yesterday pretty much entirely, and I wasn't expecting that. So I'm really happy with that. But it also means that today is my official first day of starting with the actual draft, with actually writing the story and getting it down for me. By the way, that I fully fleshed out my characters is not entirely true. There are still many things that are unclear, but the main things, their goals, their whys, their personality in the broad lines, what they look like and that sort of stuff. That's what I know. But like really in-depth things I'm probably gonna discover more when I am writing the story, and maybe there is going to be a few changes, because I remember there is a character, she's called Infy, and I have a tiny bit of a draft already written that I'm probably gonna erase fully. Anyways, but she is like this really tiny, sweet girl. While that was not at all what I had in mind for her. And now that I fully flesh out the characters, I just know that what I have written is going to change, because that is not who Infy is. Today I have my first actual writing session for the draft. It's super exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna. What the thing is, I want to give you a little bit of backstory. I had I started this idea in April, and I still have the notebook where I flashed out the idea that I got in my mind. Wait, let me grab it. So this is the notebook that I got the actual idea for. Okay, so I've actually found the page. It was the 12th of April this year that I came up with the first idea for this book, which is so weird to me that it is already December and I'm only now starting to write it. That is so weird. It is now the 4th of December. So it's, oh my god, it's literally I started this at 12:04 and I am making this video on 4:12, which, okay, sorry. But that is so weird. I am finally starting to write my story now. It has been quite a while, right? Obviously there have been some setbacks that I didn't work on writing for 2 months, 3 months maybe even. So the idea was just pushed aside. When I came up with the idea, I was also writing on another book, which was sports romance, that I DNF'd for now, because it didn't feel right for me to be writing that. But at the time, I was writing that book, and I'm not going to fully drop it. I'm going to finish it, but not right now. My heart isn't in it. I don't know. I'm a bit done with the romance, kind of the comedy romance for now. And and I've always wanted to write a fantasy book. Anyways, I did not participate last month in NaNoWriMo because I knew that I wouldn't be able to be consistent with myself because there's a lot of other things that I do beside this, obviously. Um, and surprisingly, I actually did put a lot of effort into my book since I figured that I finished my characters today. It would have to mean that I actually did quite a lot in November for my characters. It also probably has to do with a workshop that I followed for fleshing out characters, which made it so much easier for me. And made it so much quicker. And then before, like, I was so lost when I started on fleshing out my characters. I did not. I had no clue on how to detangle all of their little things that I needed to know about them. But I do know them now, and but for now, I am probably going to take a look through my Pinterest board to get me into the mood a little bit. I'm gonna put on my favorite playlist with fantasy music, which gets me even more into it. And I'm gonna review the part that I wrote and decide if I'm gonna keep it in my draft or then I'm gonna delete it like entirely. I don't know. I cannot remember when I wrote this, so I actually do not dare to say if it's good enough. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it a little bit. Not too much because in about half an hour I'm gonna need to get dinner ready, so I'm not gonna not gonna wrestle myself into it to focus too much onto it right now because then I'm just gonna be disappointed. So I'm probably gonna be I'm doing a writing session tonight where I can fully focus onto the writing, and then for now I'm just gonna review everything, get my vision clear for the first chapter. Good evening. It is the 8th of December. I am having another writing session and it's already 11 p.m. I'm going to have a small writing session despite it being 11 p.m., but I just want to get like a few minutes of writing in, try and make it a habit to actually write every day. So we're gonna try to do that. I'm definitely like even if I get in a flow, I should quit at like 11:30. Otherwise, I'm not going to get out of my bed tomorrow morning. So I better get started. The last time I finished my writing, I was at a word count of 1,200 words. Well, 1,203 words. And now we're gonna see what we're actually going to end up with. So let's get started.